Welcome to the Polished Phoenix, the home of nail art, product reviews, tips and tricks and more.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today is the long-awaited video of me doing this style press on nails. This was one that I was just playing with, and I did a short and I said, you know, shall I do a tutorial on this? And everyone seemed to say yes. So I'm going to create a full set of press-ons. They're not going to be, these are practice tips, so they're far too long. Well, some people probably wear them, but I'm doing medium almond, I think they are. This is the first hand, so I've done one hand and I'm going to do another one with you, and I'm doing red and gold. So I'm going to offer the red and gold and the green and silver as an option. But aren't they gorgeous? Oh, it's a staticky stuff. So yeah, when you look at it, it looks like a really complicated design. It really isn't, and I'll break it down for you to show you how it all comes together. And it's more of just a bit of a faff, really. So there we go, that's what we're doing. Okay, so I've got the other hand. These have been primed and base coated. I don't buff my press on nails. I do just use a primer and then I base coat. I use base coat because I find that it gives them that added strength, and the gel polish goes on a bit smoother. Right, so the pointer and the pointer, the middle and the little finger, we're going to do a full coat of chrome on those. So I will paint them with a coat of black gel polish, and I've labelled so I don't get mixed up because I'm a nightmare, absolute nightmare I am. So if I put these three together, so I'm just using the Born Pretty Colour Gel 01. I'm not going to be too worried about coverage or opacity or anything off this polish, because it's going to have the chrome on top, but it is a pretty good polish anyway, really. So just one coat for each of these. So this is going to be a long video. I'm going to try and explain as much as I can, and obviously the bits that you don't need to see I will try and do off camera, so the video itself won't be that long, but you still get to see the whole process of what's going on. I hope you're all okay. So welcome to all new subscribers. Thank you very much for choosing to subscribe. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of the beautiful original subscribers too. And if you're new, I do have membership as well if you want to see a little bit more behind the scenes. There's some acrylic tutorials there, and I'm going to be doing acrylic tutorial on doing ombre with acrylic. So there we go. So I'm just going to flip that a little bit. Then yeah, and then because these have got the cat eye on them, normally people would put the cat eye over a black too, but I want it to be really red, so I'm going to use a red to back this. And again, it doesn't have to be, you know, like the 2 coats full thingy, because I'm going to do 2 coats of the cat eye on the top. But I think sometimes when you put it over a black, it sort of darkens the colour, whereas I wanted it to be like really nice red, sort of in your face. That's a gorgeous red though, isn't it? I love these, you know. And that's just one coat. Probably wouldn't even need to anyway. So this is the thumb and the ring finger. if you hear loads of noise as well, it's I live next door to a Airbnb, and I don't know what is going on today. I don't know if they're partying still from the weekend or what, but they're making a very loud breakfast. Oh dear. Hopefully they're only here for a couple of days. Okay, so that's them already. So these are full chrome. Where's the right? So I've got Born Pretty chrome top coat, and then this gold chrome. Might need to grab my other bottle of this, but it's a fab chrome top coat. So I just want to make sure that we have all the nail covered. So these nails will be kind of textured with the way of the design. You know, I do use a builder to go over and smooth as much as possible, but because of the design they are still going to have that sort of texture going on. But I think it sort of adds to the design of them anyway. And I'm using these stands because obviously I'm using cat eye, but oh my god, when it comes to doing the pinkies, it needs like one little skinny stand for the little nails. I might have to trim it maybe somehow if I can. Oh, Mabel's off. Mabel! I do apologise. Also, if you know, I have crazy cockatiels. And that is Mabel singing a song. They love to do it as soon as I press record. So this is the cat eye. I have no idea what number. I can't remember if it came in a set or whether it was an individual. But I'm going to do one coat without using any magnet. It looks stunning even without using a magnet. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, look at there. Gorgeous, aren't they? Right, so these are ready for chrome. Put them into cure. Okay. Got my little silicone friend. So I like to just press it on. And I cured that top coat for 60 seconds, by the way. That's why I like that Born Pretty top coat, because there's no messing, you know, with timings and stuff to get the chrome to work. It's just 60 seconds. So once we've got that all covered, cover that up before I sneeze in it. I speak from experience. Just give it a little rub in so it goes nice and shiny. As you can see, the chrome is a nice bright gold, but I wanted, you know, what I call dirty gold. I don't even know what that was, the thing, like antique gold. So I'll show you the trick for that, and that's what I did with the silver as well, because the silver chrome that I used, oh my god, it's just amazing, like proper bright shiny silver. Okay, right, so we've got that rubbed in. So just get a couple of these. Actually no, I'll just use one big one to just dust the 3 of them off. So I use these sponges, makeup wedges you can use to take off the excess chrome, because it just makes a mess in a brush, I think. Eventually it like builds up. Okay, so that's them ready for the next stage. Right, so we'll get these done. So the thumb has like gold chrome branches, or I don't know, swirls going up here. But I want the cat eye to be in a full flash. So just give it a little wiggle down that side. And a wiggle down that side. Make sure they're all awake. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Still pretty. So that one in. And then we'll do the same for this one. I think I need a set of just all of this on its own. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So wake it up on both sides. Slowly move that down. Slowly down there as well. So we get that. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so the little finger does have cat eye on, but we'll do that one probably last. So the pointer is the one that looks like a shield. Okay, so we've got the chrome down, and then what I used was this embossed glue. I got this in a set from Temu. Comes in all different colours. It's really, really thick, so it keeps the texture and the ridges. Where are you? Where are you indeed? So I've got this checker, it's called checker brush. Came in a little set, but it's ideal. Now I'm going to do it in a similar style, but it's not going to be exactly the same, if that makes sense. So let me just get some of this. Honestly, this stuff is really good, but it is an absolute pain to work with. So if you're going to do this sort of design, to get the effect, you will need something which is going to stay textured. So you could use like a like you could use the Born Pretty sculpting gel, something like that, or you've got like the wave gel, but it also needs to take chrome. So I'm just using this just to get the shape down, and then I'll go over and refine it with the liner brush, because as I learned when I did that nail, they're trying to do the whole thing with a liner brush. It takes forever. So I've got an 11mm brush, and I also did it with a 20mm. Oh my god, because this is so thick, it was just flopping around everywhere. So you do need like a liner brush stroke, because obviously we're going to be doing the lines and we want them to get them straight. I find it easier with a longer brush. If you find it a bit easier with a shorter brush, you know, go for it. So the main technique with this sort of design is just layered chrome. And building it up with, you know, like this emboss glue, so it's given us the 3D sort of effect, so it stands out. So there's that, and then I'm just going to go around the edge. With a bit of a frame. So I'm hoping I can keep as much as this of this in, because you sort of, like, I've looked at this type of design for so long myself, and I've thought, oh my god, that looks epic, and like, how did they do that? So I just sat down and started playing. I don't know why, but my brain seems to not acknowledge things like you can layer chrome. I seen Andrea over at Pretty Little Nails, she did a set once and she layered foils. Like, why have I never thought of that? Like, it's just the simplest thing. It blew my mind. I was like, ugh. Okay, so we've got that so far, so I'm going to put that in, but I'm going to do it for 30 seconds because this, I don't know, it seems to, I don't know, I've practiced with it, so I know that this one is 30 seconds in my lamp. So obviously whatever you work with, you'll know whether it works or not. Sometimes it works on 60 seconds and then other times it doesn't. I don't know. It just depends on whether it feels like it wants to test my patience, I suppose. Right, so there isn't many charms. We've just got a little frame, one of these little crosses. These are the really thin ones that you can bend. There's a little stud, and there's a couple of roses. I think I use one. Right, so again, I'm just gonna press it all over where we've painted. Now remember, there's no, we haven't put any layer in between the chrome that we put down first. We're just painting straight onto that, and then we're going to keep chroming, getting the design. And I'm not worried if there's any like small little black parts showing through, because you'll see why. So just rub that. And then because that's only had a 30-second cure, I'll rub that in a little bit. I'm going to put that in for another 30 seconds before I rub off with the sponge. And then we'll move on to the next part. So 1 second. Okay, I had to put my coffee in the microwave as well. Coffee is life at the moment. So that's had its full 60 seconds. So I'm just going to take that off. See how it's sort of held the shape. Then you can get a dotting tool. No. So at the bottom, this littler brush. Is that even a word? Littler? Smaller? Ignore me. Okay. And then just going to do... The only thing with this embossed glue is obviously with it being thick, you get peaks on it and they hold the peaks. So it sticks up. It just takes a little bit of work. Okay, so we've got that at the bottom. And then I'm going to get my dotting tool. Try not to get loads on. Do some dots on those two lines with where they crossed over. Words have totally evaded me today. And like I say, we're going for rustic sort of feel, so don't be worrying that everything's not perfectly placed, perfectly domed. Okay, so can you see there? I'm just going to let them sort of settle a little bit because they're sticking up. So I'm going to put that in for, actually let me just bring that up slightly. Oh God. There we are. So I'm going to put that in for 30 seconds and then we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, back with the cream. This is what I mean, it's not like overly, you know, complicated. It's just a lot of backwards and forwards, you know, with the curing and the chrome and this and that. Them in. Right, so I'll give that its final 30 seconds. And then while that's in there, the two that we did with the full cat eye, I'm going to take off the tacky layer and then I'm going to matte top coat. Oh, it's just so pretty. Oh, postman, one sec. I have to get the post before the dog because he eats it. Okay. So they've had the tacky layer took off. Just look at them. Look at them. I'm just using the Varnail matte top coat. I always take the tacky layer off before I put a matte top coat on because it seems to, obviously gel polish gives an inhibition layer which still has some of the colour in it, So matte top coat, when you put it on, it can sort of like grip and drag the product. So I don't want to get, you know, on there. I mean, as you can see, that would have ended up on me matte top coat brush. Right, so there you go in 460. Right, so this is how we're looking so far on this one. Looks super cool, doesn't it? Okay, then in the middle of this, before I do anything else, I use that little diamond stud just in the middle of this cross. Where's my doodah? I've got a new doodah. It's a bit fancy pantsy, isn't it? I feel very, very posh. And it's super sticky as well. Not that there was anything wrong with the other ones, but they weren't pretty, so. Okay, so I've just put that in the middle there, and I'm going to give that a full 60 seconds, obviously, because I don't want that to come off. Now, the trick to getting it from that to that is jelly black. If you haven't got a jelly black, you could mix a normal black with some base coat or mixing gel. This is just, you know, like the Shea J one. Learning from my mistakes, don't use the brush from the bottle to paint over the chrome, because what happens? It gets in the brush. So yeah, there is a little bit of chrome already in the jelly black. So, where's my brush? Just going to get a little bit and just making sure I had the right nail. And just a nice thin coat. Don't need a full thingy over there. But look at the difference that's made now. So it's really sort of like toned it down. So I'm going to put that one in. That was the middle finger. So over on the shield now. So we're going to do the same. And obviously this seals in the chrome as well for when you put your top coat or whatever over it. So this now is going to sit in all of these little bits. And it's also going to add to the effect. Which is why I wasn't so bothered about, you know, any of the black polish coming through, because it all just sort of adds in and makes it look like dirty gold. I'm probably more patting rather than just going like that. So there's that. Okay, so I'm going to put that into cure. Right then, thumb. The middle is just charms. Then the thumb has the rose. So it has the rose at the top, the charm. So we've just got some of these like veins coming up with a couple of dots. So obviously we've matte top coated, so there's not going to be no chrome sticking to the red cat eye. There's no rhyme or reason to the wavy lines or anything like that. But I think they all sort of tie in nicely together. I don't know, I really like this set. I know obviously it's going to be a no for some. to take it up too far, because obviously we've got the charms that are going to be going at the top. Just want to add some thickness and some height. A couple up like that. I'm just faffing now, aren't I? I do apologise. Okay, so that's what that's looking like. So that go in for 30 seconds. Well, that's that shield, that's the pointer finger. Yeah, we'll do this one first. I'll concentrate on one nail at a time, otherwise I'm just going to be going backwards and forwards and getting myself rather confused and confuddled. And then the ring finger is the same sort of thing, but it's a full frame around the outside. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you are, don't forget to give me a like, a comment or subscribe. It means the world. There we go, so put that on. Give that another 30 seconds. And then I can rub off the excess. And if there is any designs that you would like to see, you know, just let me know. I'm always game for a challenge. And this set will be listed in my Etsy, which is linked in my description box, if it's something that you would like. Okay, so then we get the jelly black again, and I'm just going to take it over the lines. God, I proper held my breath there, didn't I? So that's going to seal in the chrome, but it's also giving it that sort of dirty look. That's what I'm sticking with. And yeah, I know it's patchy, but it all adds to it. So I'm going to stick that in for 60 seconds. Okay, so the ring finger is a frame, but I mean, yeah, you can do any design. You don't have to follow this to the latter, but this is just, normally I would sort of like on a previous set I've done where all the nails obviously are all in the same sort of design, but I've jazzed them up, like moved the position so both hands aren't necessarily mirrored. But these ones I have done both hands the same. Now this frame, I'm just doing, it's not going to be neat because I'm going to be pulling in bits. I just want the frame around the edge suppose this is quite a good design for anybody who's not confident in the line work, because you generally don't have to be neat with it, because it's adds to the effect. And it doesn't even matter anyway, you know, if you're not the best at line work. I'm not. Been doing nails years, and if I can use a sticker or a stamping plate to avoid it, I flipping will do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right, so now we've got the frame down, so I'm just going to be pulling some of the... God, I really can't talk at the same time. So it's kind of like vines, twists, I don't know. Coming round like so. And Mabel is off again. I think we might be due for her to lay an egg. That's what all the noise is about. Bless her. Because we are going to be putting a cross charm on, so I am going to leave a little bit of space, and obviously we still want to see the cat eye through. I don't want to cover it too much because the cat eye is bloody gorgeous. So there's that. I'm going to put that one in for its 30 seconds. And then chrome. Oh, my nose has just gone really itchy. That's the thumb, isn't it? So we'll chrome this, and then we'll move on to the little finger. And then once that is done, oh, hey, we're not doing too bad on time, so I'm going to pause. No, I'm not, because it's beeped. Okay. I suppose you don't really need to see me adding the cream to all of them. I mean, you know what I'm doing, don't you? Maybe. Oh, don't come off the stand. I've been determined as well that if you've seen any of my previous hauls or videos or whatever, I have far too many chromes, and I wasn't even in shot for any of that, was I? So if that bit's cut out, that's why. Right, so that's going back in for this 30 seconds, and then I'll dust that off, and I'll do the same what I do with the jelly black, just going over the chrome bit. Now this one has got like a sort of like a gemstone-y shapey thing going on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the red, and I'm just going to, so this, I want the cat eye to stand out, that's why I'm doing the red first, and I'm painting directly onto the chrome. I'll do it coming down this way actually, this one. I'm sure you've probably seen this sort of thing, you know, where and then you use the 3D stuff around the edge. Make sure it's big enough that it's going to stand out. So I'll give that a full cure. Right, be right back. Okay, so I did the red, I did a coat of the cat eye without the magnet like I normally do, and then I did the cat eye again and used the magnet just to give it the sparkle. Now I've got some matte top coat on my palette now. I'm just going to go over the cat eye and very, very slightly over the edge of where the cat eye goes onto the chrome. obviously we want to make sure that we cover the cat eye, because we're going to use the emboss paint to paint and do the next chrome layer. So I think I've got over all of it, and I don't want any of that on the cat eye. Okay, so then I'm going to put that in so that gets its full 60 seconds. And at this point as well, this is where I will put my member shout outs up. If you see them come up with a screenshot, that means that they have a channel. So please check them out. If you like my channel, you'll like theirs for sure. And thank you to everybody who is a member. I really do appreciate it. I love you all, and I'm so glad that you started getting your little member packs and you like it. Why am I getting that ready? I haven't even bloody painted it. Dear me. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? So we can see cat eye is nice and matte now, so right, let's get a blob of this, and then I'm just going to paint a frame around that shape. If you do want to become a Firebird though, all the details and the link and everything is in the description box. If you click on that, it just tells you all the little perks and stuff. It's not going to, if you click on it, it's not, you're not going to be like joined straight away, do you know what I mean? It's just a little bit more of me, I suppose. And I've also made my own glitter mix, and I've called it the Firebird glitter mix, so it's only for members. So there's that. And I'm just going to, oh, why does your nose itch always at the worst times? Just going to pull some little bits just to add a little bit of something else, something around the frame. And then something up here. I think the birds are settling down for a little nap, so they're going to start fighting about who's sitting on what perch now. It's like having kids. I think that'll do. So, usual routine, in for 30, chrome, in for another 30, buff, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that last one now is in, doing its cure after I've put the jelly black over the chrome. So what I'm going to do over all of them now is I'm going to go over with the Born Pretty 6-in-1. Even I'm going to go over that one as well, because should I do these individually? Yeah, I want them all to be just as strong and just as thick as each other. Now this is going to smooth out the chrome work. I could go over and use it like a builder gel and fully encapsulate, but with these being press-ons, that would just be far too thick. So I'm just going to go over each one with a thinnish layer, but it will smooth it out. And obviously this can be used as a base coat as well, so this is now just sealing everything in and re-prepping everything for the next stage. And there's There's the pinky. I've moved my phone over. I'm gonna have to move it back because I'm over here showing you and you're not even there. So as you can see, it's going in all those little divots, you know, where the chrome lines are. And when I do press-ons as well, I don't use soft gel tips. If these were soft gel tips, they would shrink and they wouldn't fit. These are nail pop. They are made from, if I've got this right, PMMA. It's a form of acrylic, which is basically plastic. Soft gel tips are designed to be used for doing gel-X. They're soft gel, and when they go into the lamp, when you've applied them with the glue, they sort of mould together, which is what gives them the good adhesion. But if you're making press-ons, you put the gel on, obviously it's the tip's going to retract and shrink. These two together, these ones would be easy enough. So I have done a video over choosing tips and measuring and things like that, and I have had a couple of subscribers that have asked me in the comments about problems with shrinking, and that is just simply it. I know I see a lot of people that use soft gel tips, but I don't. I always find that they shrink, and if I've got somebody's finger measurement and I'm going with that size, then I don't want the tip to shrink and not fit, you know, when the person gets them. I don't want to take that chance. So unless they just literally size up, I suppose that could be an option if you have only got soft gel. The nail pot ones that I actually use, I get from AliExpress. Now on the listing it does say that they are soft gel, but then when you get them on the pack here, it says they're made from the PMMA, so they're not. So you do have that issue. Just turning it upside down, look, gravity doing its thing. Okay, so see how dimensional that looks, but it's nice. Oh, come on. It is a lot smoother and a lot more encapsulated. And then the little finger. I think I need to do some practicing, don't I, of how to breathe, talk and paint nails at the same time. So I'm making sure that I'm getting right around the sides, where, because obviously these have had the chrome on. So make sure that they're nice and sealed in. And now we are ready for charms. Okay, so we have the rose on there that has the frame and the rose on, and then we have the little cross. So what I'll do is I'll try and tell myself not to speak at this point so I can speed this up and you don't have to listen to me like a chipmunk. Obviously these are the right sort of gold of what I'm looking for, but these aren't. So I'm going to use the same tactics as what I did with the chrome with the jelly black. So I'm going to apply them, and then I'm going to paint jelly black over the top of the charms, and then that's going to make them look like the same sort of gold. The rhinestone glue that I'm going to use today is this one. I have found this is absolutely fantastic, and when you're placing gems on, they don't move at all. And I'm also going to be using a couple of gold caviar beads, and again, once the caviar beads are cured in the rhinestone glue, I'm going to go over those with jelly black. So I'm going to stop talking and I'll let you watch this bit. And what am I? See, it's gone. It's gone. So I don't need that one. And the little finger just stays like that. But look at that. Oh, gorgeous, isn't it? Right. So back to some peace. I'll literally speed it up super fast. Okay, so all charms are on, and where I've gone over with the jelly black, you can see that yeah, that way. They've dulled down a little bit. So now I'm going to go over with top coat. This is the glass top coat from Varnail. I just use these for my press-ons. I like to have, you know, like one set for press-ons, and then the others I just use for everything else. But this top coat is absolutely amazing. It's so shiny. I love it. So I'm going to float on. Make sure I've gone over the caviar beads, the metal charms. So they'll be nicely sealed on, and don't want them to tarnish. Someone's got them on. We want to keep them on for a little bit so they don't, so they can wash their hands and things, and then just flip and cure. So I'm going to do that for all of them, and then we will be back for the next bit, I suppose. But it goes on so much more smoother because we use that 6-in-1. It is fabulous. So I'll get these done and then I'll be back. Okay, so top coat all cured. For some reason on these plastic stands, those sticky tabs don't stay on. On the other stands, they stay on, and I can use them like a few times. But on these, for some reason, they don't seem to like it. So with almond or stiletto, there's not really loads of filing. So what I tend to do is I just file those edges like so. So we keep them nice with the shape. Like that. Obviously, if you've got any spillage or anything, this is the point where you know, there's anything that's gone underneath the nail. That would be the point where you take it off. Check that all the underneath is okay. Well, we've done good. Yeah, some of these tips can have like a little, you know, like the little knobby bit, and that can droop down and grab the polish. But I know that I'm always doing this and filing at the end anyway, so if there's any really big bits, I just clip them off. But then we go around with the file, so get this sticky tab out. And obviously, because these are with the smaller nail, they don't fit on the stands very well, so there is a little bit there. So that just files off nicely, like so. There we go. Okay, then a clean lint-free pad and some alcohol. Clean all the underneath. Because we've used chrome, and if anyone's used chrome before, you know it bloody gets everywhere. But because these are plastic tips as well, they're not soft gel, you don't get that where they turn white. When you rub over them with alcohol. That is a good test actually, you know, if you do buy some soft gel ones and you think that they're plastic, if you rub over them with some alcohol, if they go white, then they're soft gel. Make sure that's dry, you all dry. And these tips, they come pre-etched as well underneath, so. But even in tips that aren't pre-etched, I've stuck on with nail glue and I've had them on long enough. Right, okay, so they've all had the clean underneath, so now they'll go in the box. And then because of, I'll do on this end. Would help if I put it in straight, wouldn't it? There we go. And then just a little polish over the front. We don't want no fingerprints. And there they are. I love them. I know I'm biased, but they are pretty. Just dry So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I know it is a long one. I do apologise. So if you've got to this point and you're still with me, thank you. But I just want to show that, you know, intricate designs that you see can easily be broken down into smaller steps, so any of us can do them, and I think they are absolutely gorgeous. So these were size medium, so that is the thumb size 2, 5, 4, 6 and 8. And I think it's going to be a design that I offer that people can order in their own sizes as well. And so I'll do it in the red and gold and that one. But where am I going? What one's your fave? To be honest, I am a silver girly, so I do like that one, but I love that because it's not like gold in your face, if that makes sense. So there we go, we're at the end. I'll let you go now. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please don't forget to give me a like, comment or subscribe. Any of them helps my channel grow. And if there is anything that you have any questions about, or you want me to do a video on, or anything like that, just put that down in the comments. I do reply as best as I can to all of my comments. Or you can message me on Instagram. That's all the information of that is in the description box too. If you want to become a Firebird, that's all there. And don't forget to check out my member shout outs. If any of them, like I say, came up with a screenshot, that means they have a channel, so please go and check them out. And for anybody who has had a shout out who doesn't have a channel, just know that I appreciate you, and thank you so much for everything that you do for me. Just lately I have had some absolutely amazing messages from my subscribers, and you make my day, and you give me the strength to flip and carry on, so thank you. That was the gloves, not me. I'm sure I've done that because look, it's not me. What's coming up? I'm thinking of doing obviously Christmas is coming, so I'm going to be doing some Christmas press-ons to go on my Etsy shop. These will be in my Etsy. That's all linked down below. I'm thinking of alternative Christmas, so they're going to be the Christmas theme, but they're not going to be Christmas things. So I don't know, something along like this, but with like a Christmas bauble. I don't know, I've got an idea and I'm going to practice it and see if it works first. But yeah, so don't forget to do all the other jazz. I've already waffled. I'm going to go, and I love you, appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you've learned something from it. If not, then you've just sat with me while I've just waffled a load of crap. And I hope to see you in the next one. Toodaloos, I'll see you soon.